Welcome to Coach's Corner, everyone. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with my good buddy, Coach Mark Hobley.
Peace.
Hobbs, they call him. We got a special guest today, and actually, you and him have coached with the same guys for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And Marcus just starting. Man, Jay Marcus, Coach Jay Marcus, Coach JJ. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Yes, sir. Round of applause to yourselves as well, man. Thank you all for
Thanks,
having
buddy.
a wonderful platform.
Let's start from the beginning, man. Let's talk about you growing up and playing youth ball and were you a multiple sports star? I want you to talk about mom and dad and any siblings you had.
Okay, well, as far as family growing up, I was in a single parent home household with my mother. My parents were together at one point, then it was just moved. I lived in Pensacola, then I moved with my mom. So I stayed with her the majority of my life while my dad and my other siblings lived in Pensacola. But as far as sports, I always was a baseball player. So football, I didn't get into football until I was a little bit older, to about 11, 12 years old. But baseball was huge for my mom. She enjoyed baseball. She liked it. So she pushed me for baseball. And then I did that for a while. And my baseball coach was like, hey, I think you should try football. So when I went out there to football, I played quarterback because I was a baseball player. So I played quarterback. And then as I got older, I learned how to play some defense. Literally you play like linebacker and things. But as I got older, in Georgia, they had middle school football. So the middle school is attached to the high school. So when I got to middle school, the coaches started putting me on defense, and that's when I became a defensive back. And I played defensive back from middle school through high school. So that's pretty much as far as my playing career. It's not too long. And I played at some little leagues in Georgia. No, not too like household names, but I played at Stevenson High School in Stone Mountain. And I also played at Hillgrove High School in Georgia as well. So great players on my teams. Some guys you probably know now, like Bradley Chubb, he's in the NFL. Evan Ingram, he was a teammate. Preston Smith, Mike Davis, DJ Wanham is an alumni at my high school. Montez Sweat is an alumni at my high school. So a lot of great NFL players came through our program and the schools I've been at, was able to coach at, play at. So it was a great experience as a kid, being around so many great, phenomenal athletes and now seeing them as professional athletes as well.
Wow, that sounds like Pensacola list of athletes. Yes. Holy cow. Georgia high school football is in pretty good shape. Yeah,
especially in South Georgia, and they really get after you in Georgia. They pay the coaches well there as well. I think that has a lot to do.
I think so too. All right, talk about your high school coach. How did you get to South Carolina? Talk about that recruiting process.
So my high school coach, my head coach is Ron Gartrell. He's currently retired. And just great relationship. The first player he ever coached was Jeff Saturday. That was his first huge player he ever coached.
Wow.
Yeah, that played with the coach. So
great.
He's impressed that, and we had as a coach at our high school, we had a recruiting coordinator. He's passed away, Corey Johnson, and he did a phenomenal job with taking us on visits and making sure that we had profiles at that time because Huddle wasn't around during that time in the high school sports and athletics. So my coach was sending out tapes and taking us on visits throughout the summer and spring. So they did a phenomenal job of getting us out there as far as showcasing our talent. So we just had to do our part as student athletes and get the grades and, have great behavior and character. And it was easy, to get a scholarship. And, it's a little challenging now for the student athletes, competing with the portal and all those things. But I feel like, it's still the core of, good behavior, good grades. And you can be a successful student athlete at the next level.
Well, that's awesome. Your story's a lot like Hobbs. His mother was a baseball fan and kept him. She was an educator. So, he had good grades. And I'm sure your mother kept on you with the good grades. But talk about getting recruited to South Carolina and then playing for the Gamecocks.
Well, I was recruited by several other schools. It came down to University of Tennessee at the time. Derek Dooley was there. South Carolina, Steve Spurrier was there. And then at Vanderbilt at the time. And it came to those three schools. And Vanderbilt was a prestige, educational school. But I felt more comfortable at South Carolina with some of my high school friends being there as well. A few of my high school teammates was going there. And we just fell in love with just seeing the overall growth of the South Carolina program. And so that's why I chose South Carolina over Tennessee.
Tell us about some moments because it's hard to remember all the games, but talk about a great moment that you had at South Carolina, and then we'll talk about your DB coach.
Okay, I'll say a great memory. Well, again, we were the most winningest class in school history. So every year we were able to go to a bowl game. So that was a blessing, being in college and going to a bowl game every year.
Wow.
We ended up, if I'm not mistaken, over 40 wins in those 4 years. And then the first 3 years, we went 11-2. We never made it to the SEC championship game. But for me, every memory was a great memory, to be honest. I can't just choose one, but I know one that stands out to the world was when we played Michigan and Clowney made that hit. And it was funny because I
Right.
was right there on the field this first team. So that was like a lifelong memory. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you were right. You were right there, man. Holy cow! Yeah, I
Yes,
know
sir.
how that is.
I think
Geez.
one of your players picked up the guy's helmet like to pretend like it was the ball. That was
Yeah, that'll go down. That'll go
that's
down in
history.
college
That's
football. In
history.
college football
Yes,
history.
yes.
Yeah.
So just being a
much-
part of that game.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
All right. Well, talk about your DB coach. Did you get along, or did you? What did you learn from him, and who got you into coaching? When did you think you wanted to coach?
So as far as college, my coaches, at the first when I got there was Jeep Hunter and Ellis Johnson. And the team did good to where Ellis Johnson became the head coach at Southern Miss. At that level of the business, guys hop around. So then I had the pleasure of having Grady Brown and Lorenzo Ward. They were my coaches. Right now, Coach Ward is at Clemson, which is the rival school. And then Grady Brown is actually the defensive back coach. He was for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If I'm not mistaken, he's with another NFL team this year. So he was just recently with the Steelers the last few years, coaching defensive backs. And as far as me getting to coaching, it was actually me just working out with the guy in Pensacola, his son by the name of Marquette Oliver. He used to play at Florida. So we had someone in common, which was Steve Spurrier. So me and his son at the time was working out, and we were at the gym, and we figured out, hey, he played at Florida, I played at South Carolina. And one day he was a firefighter at the moment. So, his schedule was so busy, and he was like, hey, man, would you like to come out and help? Went out there and helped, and I was at Pine Forest at the time, and it turned into something great to where now you see Devin Witherspoon and Martin Emerson and DeCarry Ahmed Williams. So those were my first kids that I were able to coach. So it turned out pretty good for them and us as well.
Oh, awesome.
And you.
Awesome, man.
Yes,
That's a great
thank
one.
you. Thank you.
Corey, thank God for Corey Johnson, Coach Johnson, and Ellis Johnson was a Bama guy.
Yes, he was. And Lorenzo Ward was a Bama guy as well.
Hey, did Ellis Johnson ever tell you any Coach Bryant stories?
Oh, no, sir. Actually, man, Coach Johnson was a man of few words. So if he spoke, you better pay attention and listen. And you guys actually kind of favor each other, to be honest. But Coach Johnson, man, was a great guy. Zero tolerance. Just strict, disciplined, hard-nosed coach. Just about football. And if you do the right things, then you were on his good side. So I enjoyed Coach Johnson for the time that I did have him.
Yeah.
He was the reason why I did not redshirt my freshman year at South Carolina. Coach Johnson was a guy, if he sees effort and doing the right things, he put me on special teams as a freshman. So I didn't even redshirt my freshman year. I played 4 years at South Carolina.
Wow. Holy cow. Didn't even redshirt. Coach Johnson put you on the special teams, man. I got a lot of respect for you, man. I know you have heart. That's a great talk about Emerson. Talk about Martin and Devin Witherspoon. What do they have in similar, and what are their differences?
Well, the obvious is stature, the size. Martin's a pretty big guy. He's about 6'2", 6'3". And Devin's a smaller guy, per se. But that's the only thing I can say is difference. And with that comes, the intangibles of a smaller guy may be a little bit quicker. A taller guy may have a longer stride. So They both have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. What I can say what they have in common is the work ethic and the camaraderie of being together and having the same dream and goal, being able to push each other. For example, we talked about this a lot. When Martin first went to the NFL, we're all in the group message to this day. Even Tamarius Walker, Puda, he plays this weekend. He goes to University of Memphis. He's a Pine Forest alumni, defensive lineman. So all of us, I keep in contact with the kids and to make sure, they're level-headed and keeping their faith going and staying high, as far as their priorities, the mental aspect of it, and knowing that, life, there's a life after football. So we just talk all the time. But anywho, once Martin got drafted, it was a thing like Devin was like, oh, it's my turn. So it was like a standard, like, hey, I'm the next guy. And then once Devin made it, Mac was like, hey, both of my brothers have made it to the NFL. Now it's my turn.
That's
and then, like, Tamarius Walker's doing the same thing. He's a defensive lineman. So what we used to always say, like the older people, you say, birds of a feather flock together,
Right.
or you want to show me your future, show me your friends, those type of things.
Right.
They stayed together, had the same type of goal, like-minded kids, hardworking. So their future is bright, man. So I say, everyone has their differences. That's what makes us unique, all. But as far as when it comes to accomplishing goals and having a plan and prioritizing and making sure you're prepared for the opportunity, that's what helps you become successful.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I heard Coach Saban say one time the number one characteristic of a defensive back was his ball skills, going up and high pointing the ball. I bet those two guys are great at that.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Especially Devin, man. He was a great basketball player as well as track
Yes.
athlete. And when he was a senior, he was actually Mr. Pensacola his senior year. He was all area track, all area basketball and football. So he did a great job.
All right, give us a Steve Spurrier, Coach Spurrier story. Throwing the cap. I threw my hat one time. I had Rod Johnson in the first year at Tate. And I think he gave up an in route, right? I hated man to man give up that in route. So I threw my hat and it was raining and something. It went like 30 yards, 40 yards, and everybody was like, "Holy cow!" Hey, tell us the story. Tell us the story about Coach Spurrier.
Okay, I think my most memorable story with Coach Spurrier was pretty much when we ended up our senior year. Well, my senior year was probably like 2014, 15, and we played in Texas A&M, and at the time A&M was like ranked top 25. We were ranked top 10, and we got beat pretty bad. Coach Spurrier comes in the locker room, and he tells the team, he says, I love you guys so much that it's my fault. He said, I'm the coach, you the players. He said, so since it's my fault, we'll get it together. And I remember after that, probably about the next 3 weeks, we practiced full pads every day. It was and I said,
Every
okay,
day.
every day. And it was the
It won't
only
be
day
his
we had
fault.
off.
Oh my
It won't be
And
his
gosh.
fault next
I said,
time.
I would never forget that moment right there,
Oh my
because he was
gosh.
always
Hey, two things.
protective
Two
of.
things from that. You get two things from that. Number one is to take all the blame, take it off your shoulders, right? The coaches, Coach Bryant used to say, you do you do three things, and the kids will play really hard for you. When you win, you give them all the credit. When you have a good game, you share in the credit. When you lose, you take all the blame. And that's
Yes,
what he
sir.
was doing. And then he was going to make sure that
Yeah, he's
you
gonna
were
get it.
working, that you're going to get it
Yes,
right.
sir. That's one thing
Oh,
Coach Spurrier let us know. I don't like being embarrassed.
no,
He'll tell us that
nobody does.
quick. We do not like to be embarrassed.
So, how many years is this for you now, coaching,
Right
Coach?
now, this is year 8. Happy to be here at Escambia, being able to help with another part of the Pensacola community.
Yes.
Great growth, being able
Yes.
to even
Thank
coach
you.
a young man. It's so funny how life works. I coached a young man by the name of Douglas Benjamin a few years ago. He was around that time with Martin Emerson, those guys. Now I'm coaching his younger brother. So it's just like a full life circle, and me just being on the kids and wanting the best for them and being able to
Yeah.
like put everything together. Like I tell them all the time, that it's not a Scambia thing or a PHS thing. It's a you thing. It's about you and your life and your dreams and your goals. And at the end of the day, of course we all push for our schools and our respective schools and where we go. But at the end of the day, this is your community. We all want to push for you to be successful young men. And I'm just that person to bridge that gap for everyone. So I'm just happy
Thank
to
you.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
for that, man.
man.
Thanks for being there for the kids, man. The amount of positive impact you have on others is really the true measure of success of a person.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yes,
always,
sir.
always remember that. Man, that's just awesome. Any advice? You got a question?
Yeah, Coach, you're at a game right now. People need to understand that this guy has a JV game out here tonight, and he's taking his time to spend with us, just like he's trying to impart some of this good wisdom on us. And we really appreciate that, Coach. Where are
Oh,
you at
yes.
tonight? Are you at Escambia, Coach?
We're actually playing at West Florida right now against West Florida's junior varsity team. And also, I want to add, big thanks to Scambia administration, Dr. Body, Mr. Cobb, Ms. Teasley, Coach Bennett, the athletic director, Mr. James, for allowing me to come over and transition. It's been smoothly to be at Escambia and being with the kids, man. It's been a great experience so far.
Oh, good,
Good,
I'd
man.
be
Good.
remiss if we didn't talk about Coach Bennett and Coach
Coach
Douglas.
Coward. Yes, and
Coach
Coach
Coward
Coward.
and
Coach
those
Coward.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Coach Coward helping
Hey.
you out with the DBs because he's been coaching it for 87 years.
Yes,
So,
yes.
But to recognize the type of resource that this gentleman had, what he brings to the table, that says a lot about those guys. It ain't all about them. It's about these kids here, and let's get the best for these kids.
Right.
And that's why I had to say what I had to say a moment ago.
Yes, and I've been
I
fortunate enough
appreciate
and blessed enough to rub elbows with even my former teammates and coaches to where they're still coaching and they're in the business. So for me, if there's a young man who's available for the opportunity for me to pick up the phone and be able to reach out to someone and help them out, so that's a blessing as well.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to keep learning, man. I was a better coach.
Definitely. I'm learning a lot with Coach Coward, and we were learning, bouncing each other ideas. We're old school and new school, so it's been a great experience.
Yeah,
Good.
Absolutely, man. He's a great guy to learn from, and the younger guys like Emerson and Martin and those guys and Devin, they can learn from Jeremy Reeves, man. You know,
Yes,
he was a great. You know, why not? This is DB City now.
Yes.
Coach
yes,
JJ.
and Demarius Randall
Yes.
came out and
Right,
he volunteered at Martin Emerson camp. So Martin had a camp this summer. Devin and a lot of the former players, even Jacob Copeland came out. Just people in the community that made it, and people striving to make it. The young man CJ Ford Jr. He's at Old Dominion. Xavier Thompson, he's at Memphis playing defensive back. Kobe Howard, that's at the University of Penn State. Nigel Nelson's at Arkansas State. So all those guys came back and helped out and contribute to the success of the camps and the giveaways of school supplies. So at the end of the day, it's about blessing the community, whether we're playing football or not.
Wow,
that's awesome. That's awesome, Coach. Hey, I was a DB coach for 20 years. All right. Shoot for like 2 picks a game and you'll get 15 to 20 a year.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Yes, sir. That is the goal.
Hey, thanks for doing what you're doing,
Thank you,
man. Hobbs and I appreciate it. Everybody go out and support him. Scambia at Bay High School varsity tomorrow night. 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, you got a tough one. All right, Coach. Good
yes,
luck.
Sir.
Go get him. Go get him, Coach.
Go get him, Coach.
You all have a great night. Go Gators. Go Gators.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach. So long. Wow, that was awesome, man.
Man, we're blessed in this community.
We are, man.
We are blessed in this community.
He grew up in Georgia and came to Pensacola, and it was really a positive impact on those kids, man.
Yes.
Good for him. All right, let's switch gears and head over to high school football and give you the schedule for tomorrow night. Most of it tomorrow night. This airs Thursday nights. All right, the big one, Hobbs. I think we're both going to this one.
Yeah. Tate at Milton.
Tate at Milton.
7:30 game over there. I think I got Milton -2 or maybe less than a field goal on this. Obviously, this is the big game around here. Matter of fact, you're hot, Coach. Right now, I think you picked 25 out of 29 games this year.
Have I? I went 8-0 last week.
Yes.
Hobbs went 7-1, and our guest speaker Walter Yates III went 6-2.
But let's hear what you have to say, since you're the lead dog.
Well, I this is the hardest one to pick of the whole night. Tate at Milton. I mean, Rhett does a great job with his guys over there. He knows how to practice. Okay, and because he learned, from his dad and other coaches, but it's not unsimilar to Coach Douglas's practices. They're very structured and high intensity. That's what I get out of practices. When I go and visit high schools, I want to see the intensity level at every drill and that's what I'm looking for. And I think both of them are high, and that's why they're both 3-0. I'm just going to have Milton in a squeaker only because they're at home.
Took you a while there to get there.
I know.
Milton, I respect that.
All right.
We're both going Milton.
Yep. Scambia 0-2 at Bay. As much as I like and love, you love all the coaches over there. You've worked with them.
Yeah.
They're 0-2. They're having some, turnover and offensive problems. Bay's 3-0, and they're at home, so I'm going to take Bay in a close one.
This game is like 28-29 last year. Bay probably should have won that ball game last year. But if I know Coach Bennett, they've had 2 weeks to get ready. It still might not be enough. I'll go Bay.
All right. You're smart. You're betting with your head instead of your heart, because your heart says it's Scambia.
It's Scambia.
All right, I got one of those college picks coming like that. All right, Washington is 1-1 at Fort Walton Beach, 0-3. Washington by 3 touchdowns.
That game's tonight in Fort Walton Beach.
Oh.
Yeah, that game's tonight.
Already kicked off.
Yeah, it should be getting ready to kick off here pretty soon over in Fort Walton. Yeah. I'll take the Wildcats. Yeah. Fort Walton's not as bad as you think. I think Washington maybe by 10.
Okay, good pick. Walton 2-0 at West Florida 2-1, 7:00 on Friday. Walton's not a bad club. West Florida's had a few more tough tests, so I think they're probably a little more game ready. I'm taking West Florida in that one.
I like that. If I'm not mistaken, Harry Lees is at Walton. He's the offensive coordinator.
Oh, is he?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
So that should be interesting with the West Florida Tech. Don't forget they're still missing a couple. Yeah, they're still missing a couple guys. But like you said, I think they probably played a little tougher competition. Yeah. A win over a game has got to give those guys a lot of confidence.
Absolutely.
I like West Florida.
Yeah, good pick, Hobbs. Pine Forest 1-2, but a talented team at Choctaw 3-0. Choctaw's just got too much. I've got too much respect for that program. They win convincingly. They don't lose games that they shouldn't lose. They've just got a good program over there, and they're at home. So I think Pine Forest, unfortunately, is going to go 1-3 this year. They can Choctaw.
Yeah. The Indians are 3-0. They're 10-game winner. 10-game winner last year. They'll win 10 this year. Yeah. I got Choctaw by like 14 in this.
Okay. Andalusia, Alabama is coming to town. They're 2-1, and they're visiting Pace, powerful Pace Patriots, who are 2-1. And Pace is getting better every week. The running game is coming along. They have 2 D1 guys on the O-line, and they're just way too strong for a school like Andalusia, who's not a bad program. Right. But I'm taking Pace.
Pace at home is hard to beat and bet against. Right. I'll take the Patriots.
All right, a few more games. Destin 1-1 at PHS. I'm going to take Destin. Hobbs, who you got?
I like Destin in this one here. PHS is struggling right now, but I still like the fight in the Tigers.
Mosley 2-1 at Navarre. Navarre's 0-2. Mosley's I think might be a playoff team. I'm taking Mosley.
Yeah, Mosley got beat by Bay High. That's one reason why I did take Bay over Scambia. Mosley's probably a little upset right now. Unfortunately, Navarre's going to have to take the brunt of that.
Jay 1-1 at Baker 3-0. Yeah, Coach Brunson's back after a brief hiatus up to Georgia or somewhere. And he's got Baker 3-0, and they had a losing. They didn't even go to the playoffs last year. Baker, Jay is, not a bad team. They're 1-1, but at Baker, I'm taking Baker.
Yeah, I like the Gators in this one right here. I like them to go 4-0.
Montgomery Catholic, don't know much about them. They're 1-2. They're at Pensacola Catholic. I went and saw Pensacola Catholic last week. They look really good. The quarterback's getting better and better. Defense is getting better. Still giving up some big plays, but their offense can score. I'm going with Catholic, who's 2-1.
I'm taking Montgomery Catholic in this. They're 1-2, as you say, but I don't think these guys have been beat since 2022. They were the Alabama champions last year at 15-0, and they were the Alabama champions the year before that at 15-0.
Wow.
And they beat Catholic in Montgomery. I
don't
know.
Catholic better bring their A game.
Yeah. This would be a great test for Pensacola Catholic, but I'm going with the Alabama Bulls.
Yeah. Okay. Northview 0-3 at Central 0-3. I've got the Chiefs to get their first victory of the year.
Yep. Looks like Coach Vickery up there is starting to get that thing turned around. They blew a big lead against Freeport last week. If I'm not mistaken, they blew a 20-some point lead in the fourth quarter.
Oh, wow.
So Northview will be upset, and unfortunately,
Central's not ready.
Yeah.
Gulf Breeze is off this week. Let's jump over to college. We just finished Hobbs' favorite sport. Now we're going to my favorite sport, college football. Big games. What are we talking about? We're talking 8 of them, I think. LSU and Florida. Florida at LSU. Got to be the biggest game of the week. 9.5-point favorite, 6:30 on ABC. I'm taking LSU.
9.5 points. Who is LSU? Give me the Gators.
Wow, that's the first time Hobbs gone with the Gators since I can remember. Number 5, Miami, 17.5-point favor over South Florida. I was a South Florida fan, and this is where I'm going to bet with my head instead of my heart. because Keon Helton's coaching down there, and what a job they did knocking off 2 ranked teams last 2 weeks, BYU and Florida. But Miami at home, just a little too much for them. So I'm going to take Miami by 3 touchdowns. I originally picked South Florida. I'm taking Miami.
I'll take those 17.5 points.
Good bet, Bob. Good
ride with that.
All right, Georgia giving up 3.5. Tennessee. Georgia, Kirby's 13-2 against Tennessee, and he's won his last 8 straight against them. So I'm taking Georgia.
Oh, wow. This is a tough pick here. 3.5, Tennessee at home. I don't trust Tennessee. I'll go with Georgia as well.
Okay. All right, next big game. We're skipping some of these top 20 teams, but Notre Dame hosting number 16 Texas A&M, 6:30 on NBC. Notre Dame by 6.5. Yes, I think I'll take Notre Dame. I don't think Texas A&M can hang with Notre Dame at home.
I believe it. Give me Notre Dame.
Okay. South Carolina. My old buddy Mike Shula's coach, offensive coordinator. They're a 5.5-point favorite hosting Vandy. I know Vandy beat Bama last year, but I don't know if they can put 2 back together. South Carolina is playing well right now. I'm going to take South Carolina.
I like South Carolina as well.
Okay. All right. Clemson, 9.5-point favorites at Georgia Tech at 11 o'clock in the morning. Clemson's right. Hard to figure out already, right? Yeah, they played pretty good. Then not so good. Georgia Tech's tough at home. I'll take the 9.5 points. Take the Tech.
Give me the Ramblin' Wreck as well. Georgia Tech's got a very good team. That quarterback is still there. Yep. That guy's going to cause some problems for Clemson. They better get it together.
Absolutely. Last big game, Ole Miss, 9.5-point favorites, hosting Arkansas. Arkansas is not a bad team. I think they'll stay within 9.5 to Ole Miss.
Wow. I like Ole Miss. And I'll lay the points here.
Okay.
That's difficult, but I will lay 9.5.
All right, but Auburn, 24.5-point favorite, hosting South Alabama, and we don't do many of those big point spreads. I mean, Ohio State's 34.5 over Ohio. Oh, that might be our breaker. We got 8. Let's pick 9 games, so we don't.
Let's do the Auburn South Alabama game then.
Oh,
what do you think?
I don't know anything about South Alabama.
Okay.
I do know about Ohio and Ohio State. Do you know anything about Ohio and Ohio State?
It's Cupcake
All right,
City.
you pick this one. I'll pick that one.
Okay, I'm taking the points.
You're taking the points. South Alabama to stay within Auburn. Wow.
Well,
Auburn's programmed that down.
Come on, Troy was killing Clemson last week.
Right.
Had them 16-0.
I know. That Memphis 5.5-point favorites at Troy. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Shorter is at UWF. UWF's 2-0. They beat a ranked team, 6 o'clock, Penn Air Field on Saturday. For those of you that want to go, Gulf South Conference schedule's not started yet, but 3 teams are 2-0. And they only have 6 playing teams in the Gulf South Conference. Some have gone out, and they're looking for more, I guess. But Lee University of Montevallo, joins Valdosta State, Delta State, West Florida, and West Alabama as the GSC in football now. So, all right, that wraps up college. Last week's picks. We were 5-3, all of us.
Okay,
5-3.
What is
hey, that's 62.5%. That's good enough. You got to be over 60%, folks.
Got to be.
If you want to make any money, you're picking. We were at 58, 57 the last couple of years. And but you want to be 61, 62%. And it can be done if you study them. Hey, I want to thank Jay Marcus, Coach JJ, for being on the show. Hobbs, thanks for coming over and hanging out with me. Thanks for watching Coach's Corner, local sports report. Stay tuned for Saturday's show. We have Coach TJ Wiest, longtime college coach, played at Alabama, coached at Michigan, and coached with all 3 Harbaughs, Jack Harbaugh, John, and Jim. So you don't want to miss that Saturday. Hobbs, thanks for hanging out.
Yes, sir. Go see a game.
Yeah, go see a high school game.
Peace.
See you. Peace.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
Hey, Bama fans, this is Will Moore, president of the Pensacola Bama Club. You can find us at PensacolaBamaClub.com. We are your official alumni chapter in the Pensacola and surrounding areas. Membership is available to all alumni and all Bama fans, so come see us at one of our many events throughout the year. Our Bama football watch parties are the next best thing to being in Bryant-Denny Stadium. We even serve authentic stadium hot dogs. Membership, event, and contact information will be found on our website at PensacolaBamaClub.com. Roll Tide.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray, and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.